The timing could not have been worse.
Range Wilson.
In January 2007, disaster struck the online poker world. Federal authorities arrested the founders of NetTeller, the financial intermediary that most online poker players used to move funds to and from the online poker sites. They also froze the assets of NetTeller, most of which consisted of money owned by the poker players. I had anticipated the possibility of a crackdown and did not have any of my own money frozen, but that fact hardly mattered. The real problem was that the NetTeller crackdown drove away most of the remaining fish. With no easy way to deposit money online, most bad players simply stopped playing. Meanwhile, online pros had great difficulty cashing out. It could take weeks to see your money, if you ever saw it at all. For me, the NetTeller crackdown was the final straw. It was time to find a normal job. The timing could not have been worse. The housing bubble of the mid-2000s had burst, and the Las Vegas economy was slipping into a deep recession. Fortunately, I received a very kind offer from Irie Guy's father, nicknamed Skipper Bob. He would allow me to live rent-free in his Orange County home until I could get back on my feet. I gratefully accepted his offer and made plans to move back to Southern California. As it turned out, I did not have to rely on Skipper Bob's generosity for very long. Before I left Las Vegas, I arranged for a job interview at a Beverly Hills entertainment law firm. The day after I arrived at Skipper Bob's house, I drove to the interview, which went very well. They made me an offer and told me they wanted me to start right away. 1 week after arriving at Skipper Bob's house, I both started my new job and started paying rent to Skipper Bob. The only problem was the commute, which was 50 miles each way. Given Southern California traffic, my only realistic option was to leave very early in the morning and come home very late at night. Even so, I was spending 2.5 hours every day in the car. But until I built up some cash reserves, my options were limited. I made the best of the situation by working on my screenwriting early in the morning and late at night during my unpaid time in the office. As it turned out, I was in no particular rush to move despite the commute. I very much enjoyed living at Skipper Bob's house. His wife was a total sweetheart. There were dogs and grandkids running around, and I was living in one of the most pleasant areas on the face of the earth. Soon enough, his house started feeling like a home. Even better, he set me up with a staking deal that gave me risk-free entry back into the online poker world. Once the dust had settled from the NetTeller arrests, I saw some level of hope in online poker. There was still money to be made if I avoided the tables where the online pros tended to gather. I started the process of learning all the games that the online poker sites offered. That way I could look anywhere for an edge. Once I finished my research, I started the process of rebuilding an online poker bankroll. In the meantime, my job at the Beverly Hills law firm was going well. One day, my boss invited me out to lunch. He told me his life story, which took all of 3 minutes. He grew up, went to college, went to law school, found a job, found a wife, and now they were expecting their first child. His future goals consisted of making partner, raising a family, and then retiring. I was struck by the contrast between our lives. I would have more adventures in a typical month than he was going to have in his entire life. But then I decided he was the lucky one. He had what most people would consider to be a great job and an outstanding future. He was perfectly happy living a normal life, which would drive me crazy. But that was my problem, not his. Tune in next time to find out what happened when I spent quality time with 2 sisters. Until then, regular viewers, please like, comment, and/or share. New viewers, please click the icon to subscribe, the playlist to catch up on my life videos, or watch a video that YouTube has picked for you personally. My name is Range Wilson, and I'll see you next time.